Who came up with this obscene rule that you can't wear fur in the summer? Certainly not me or Black Llama. Now go out and get you one or two.
There is nothing for me but to love you, just the way you look tonight. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart.
And hello, welcome to Hill Jane Unfiltered. Happy birthday to me. I am so excited. I'm so honored. I'm so taken aback that I have with me as my special guest, the creme de la creme, drag performer, actor, actress, legend, icon, performance artist, bitch, Billie Holiday fan, Billie Holiday icon, the one, the only. The one, the only, Joey Arias. Joey.
Hi. Oh my God, he's amazing.
Oh, thank you, Joey. Thank you so much. And it's crazy that I have to. It's crazy I have to do it this way. But
Yeah, it is what it is. It makes it more fun.
yeah, I just.
We're like,
I.
what is going on there?
I look at it like this. I remind myself that John Waters did his first film on 8mm.
Oh yes, of course. And this is the 8mm camera of the 21st century.
It is. It is. And this is also what happens when you have a cameraman, a date, a hookup, a trick that doesn't show who's supposed to film it.
Well, I guess after we're done with this, I'm sure he'll show up and give you some of this.
There. Mine might be a little browner.
Oh, okay. Well, we can fix that.
So, Joey, I have so much to ask you, but I know you are a diva on the run. And first and foremost, thank you so much for joining me. I want to start off with going back to your history some. Can you tell me a little bit about how you met Klaus?
Who I met?
Klaus?
Oh, Klaus, I met with my friend Katie Kay on the streets of New York City, and we were walking, and Katie said, "This is my friend Klaus," and he's, like a simple man, baker, an opera singer, just wearing chinos and a striped shirt and a fedora hat, nothing, just like an interesting looking face, and this, we just immediately hit it off, and within a week we were inseparable. And then he started to transform into the punk look, and it just all happened by chance, doing things, showing up in places, having looks. Everything just happened. And then it was Saturday Night Live.
I've actually read. I've been doing a lot of my research, Joey, and I've been studying like crazy. And I actually heard that as much as you would one might think that Klaus was your mentor, he actually learned a lot from you.
Yeah, I won't say he was my mentor. He was like just a dear friend, and we were actually like equals. We were like alien
Right.
equals. We were like two sisters, brothers, something. And we were lovers. We were great friends. We were family. We were married. We were not married. It was just like no. It was all. We were all one. And so he
Very.
learned. I learned. I learned from him. He learned from me, and it was a great give and take.
It was very ahead of its time because when I'm watching stuff like I watched that performance on German TV where he's doing the Nomi song, which is my all-time favorite song, by the way. But
Okay.
and it's actually I love your version. I've been listening to your version. I've illegally downloaded it. I've been listening to your version ridiculously. I love it, love it, love it. But he is so avant-garde and so ahead of his time.
Well, I mean, it has to do with a lot of his facial features and his look and going bald and whatever. And he was just trying to be. He was like maybe like, ooh, I don't know, like 7 years, 8 years older than us. So if we were like 19, he was already like 27 or 28. I had no idea. I was like, oh wow. But he was like timeless. He was ageless. It was great. And I never saw him as weird, different. It was like because I was there all the time. He said, Joey, I'm gonna do. He did the Nomi song and the twist, and then he talked about King Arthur's the Cold song, and I thought that'd be a great song. Because he goes, "Do you think it's too morbid about death?" I said, "We're all gonna die, right?"
Right.
He's like, "Yeah." So if I can do it, okay.
So, tell us about meeting David Bowie, and which led to ultimately being on Saturday Night Live with David Bowie.
Yes, we were at the Mud Club. Where we used to hang out, at like various places, and it was already like 4 o'clock in the morning after doing. And it was Klaus, myself, Janice, Adrian, and a Russian man who was a dear friend of mine. I can't say his name. And that's his. And and we were saying goodnight to friends and said, say goodnight to David, and we all like, oh my God, it's David Bowie. And we were always on the search for David Bowie. And so we walked over there, some guy stopped and said, no, we can't. So my German, Russian friends started talking to him, and he started doing this to us like, and so he just walked, and the guy was hypnotized. And then we tapped David on the shoulder, and he turned around and like, oh my God, Klaus. And he's like, oh my God, David. He's like, this is Joey. Oh, Joey. Oh my God, I've been hearing so much about you guys. This is Janice. And he's like, oh my God, you got the whole family here. This is great. Oh my God, I'm talking about some Klaus. Blah, 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 blah. Here's my never call me. And then Klaus called him, and then they got together, and they looked at film, and David was like, I've been dying to meet you and work with you. And they did that, and then they started talking for about 3 weeks about projects, and then finally it boiled down to Saturday Night Live. And then Klaus called, I came home, I was living with Klaus at the time, and he said, Joey, David called. I said, what he said? He goes, we're going to do Saturday Night Live. He goes, he was wondering if you want to join us. I was like, yeah, of course. And he called the management, and he said, Joey's going to do it. They said, great, come in on Monday. I got there on Monday with Klaus at RCA Recording Studios. And that was the beginning. We were together Monday all day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, for like 10 hours a day. Talking. It was great.
Is that all, Joey? Just talking, nothing else? No naughty behaviors going on, and I don't mean sex. I'm talking 70s, 80s naughtiness.
No, I'm not gonna say anymore. That was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. We hear a lot about, the time. I'm obsessed with New York City. You and I have something in common in that we were both born in North Carolina, and yeah, and texting you and I asked, did you like North Carolina? You said yes, and I kind of left it at that. How long did you live in North Carolina?
Oh my God, you're too much.
How long did you live in North Carolina?
Pardon?
How long did you live in North Carolina?
Oh, 6 years old.
Yeah.
I was a child.
Yeah. So you don't have the same. you don't have the same memories of it that I was. I lived there also till I was 6, and then I moved away to South Carolina, and I grew up pretty much in South Carolina. Moved to Atlanta, where I met you.
Okay,
I
we'll
met,
talk about that.
yeah, and then had to come back to North Carolina to take care of my mom, and and it was just a culture shock. I had lived in the big city of Atlanta, which, as you know, was like the New York of the South, and it really is. It really is.
Right.
And it was just, not a lot of pleasant things and happened to me. I did get a boyfriend who I love, but a lot of darkness. But I have to say, through all the darkness, it made me the strongest bitch I've ever met in my life, being myself. It really did.
Thank God.
Yeah, you know what? So as much as I detest North Carolina, I'm also grateful. In a weird way, I'm grateful to North Carolina because they made me so strong. I have the thickest skin you will ever meet. You can't say anything to me. I'm like, whatever.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
No, that's true. We're all born with that. And
Yeah.
it's a gift. I have the same thing also.
You know what? It really is. And I wonder if it's, tell me about your home life. Tell me about little Joey Arias. What was Joey like as a little boy?
Well, we did a crash landing at Roswell. They picked me up and they brought me home and they said, "You're gonna be part of the family." And I was mischievous and crazy and playing with art and doing things and exploring and trying. I was visited by ghosts or aliens as a child, like somebody like this beam of light, like a ship of a figure was kind of like there, like visitation. It was very bizarre. And I thought it was my cousin, Aurora. I don't know, I was crazy.
Yeah.
And, I love monsters, Monster Movie Club. I like the unusual people. I always chose to be with, like, the outcast.
Me too.
Not the hip people.
Right.
And it was with nuns and Jesuit priests. And, it was great. I loved it. Learning Latin.
What did you go? Where did you? Well, tell me about your education, because when I speak to you, when I met you, I remember you're so well spoken. Obviously, your musical knowledge. We'll get into that in a minute. But you're so educated. You're so smart. Your grammar is perfect. Tell me about your education.
Well, it's like basically, I lived in London for a while, and then I lived in Berlin.
Wow.
And so I get a bit of an English accent, whatever. You gotta keep your New York smarts about you. So it'd be, what's that over there? And speaking properly, and then you go to Germany and it's like, wie heißt du? Alles gut, ja, and then you have this, and then I start, like, my English gets screwed up, and I have to talk a little bit more English, and then New York comes out, I get ghetto, and, And,
it's fabulous. It's fabulous. Joey, I'm going to take you back to circa 1990, and I'm going to take you back to a senior in high school who had recorded One Life to Live on the VCR, but before that, an episode of Geraldo had aired. And on Geraldo, I saw the most outrageous people I'd ever seen in my life. There was a person named Richie Rich, a person named RuPaul, a person named, and this is a naughty name, Michael Alec, and I believe a person named Joey Arias. Oops. And we're having okay. I saw you on Geraldo when I was a senior in high school with the people I just named, including Michael Alec, and that was the very first time. That was and you were doing this interesting. You had like the thing on your eye. I can't think of it now. My nerves are shot. The eyeglass on your eye, if you remember. I think.
Oh yeah, like the round.
Yes. Monocle. So you were like one of the foremost club kids, were you not? Kinda.
Well, you know what? I kind of blend. I didn't really. I was not a club kid. I went to the parties. I was more like the Club 57, Danceteria type.
Yeah.
But I was more like the downtown-ish, more downtown. And they were more like, being way over the top and really crazy. And I kind of maintained my look. And, when Lee Bowery popped in town.
Oh, yes.
It was like the god. I mean, they were waiting for Lee to see what the new look was all about. And,
a lot of people, I wanted to know your advice. I'm just going to ask your advice in front of thousands of people. I'm interested in having Michael Alec as a guest. Yay or nay? people are saying, no, you shouldn't do that. I'm like, why not? I mean, it's unfiltered. I find him very interesting, and to be perfectly honest with you, I loved his look back then. He was a big inspiration to me, look-wise.
Well, he looks great. I mean, he came to an art opening with him now, and I was like, he was like, oh my god, it's like introducing to people. And I said, this is Michael Allen to a few, and they were like,
Yeah.
oh, me. And I would just introduce him as Michael. And they were, oh, hi, Michael. He had no idea, so he could blend in. So we talk, we go back and forth every so often. He's great. He should have happened.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to, because at the end of the day, whatever happened. I want to honestly, what I want to know from him isn't about that. I want to know what he thought about Macaulay Culkin playing him in the movie. That's what I'm.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
I'm sure he'll tell you.
What do you? We mentioned you mentioned Lee Bowery earlier, just a minute ago, and I have always said that when I think of performance art, as far as I know, Lee Bowery was like a great performance artist, and you were in Wigstock with in the movie Wigstock with Lee Bowery, and I always think of Lady Gaga, well, particularly Born This Way Lady Gaga, is much more performance art than everybody says Madonna. I see Cyndi Lauper. I see more performance art. What do you think of someone like of Lady Gaga, and is she original, or is it homage, or is she just copying?
Well, we'll start with Madonna. Madonna actually took the market and saved it for herself. No matter what, she'll always be the queen of pop.
Oh yes, she is the queen mother. She is the queen mother. Yes, she is, and I have her tattooed on my arm forever. So.
And we're friends, and we talk. Like every so often, we go for dinner. We talk about these things, blah, blah, blah. And someone like Lady Gaga, it's amazing. She's an amazing artist.
Yeah.
And she even said it in the New York Times years ago, like, Lee Bowery, Klaus, Joey Arias.
There you go.
These people inspire me to who I am. She's also a little tiny girl, but she's very talented. And
she is.
Great. And she could be like, in the beginning she was a little crazy with the fame, and now she's like back to normal again. And I guess she's getting her pussy punched, I hope.
I know she was engaged with that hot guy. God.
Well, got a big dick. All the little girls like that big dick, girl.
That's hello. Have you heard of my boyfriend? He's away right now, but 12. Anyway, let me tell.
My ex is 14 and a half.
Oh, girl. I love it. Let's talk about, I'm obsessed with Jane Mansfield. Jane Mansfield has been my muse since I was a little girl. Tell me about Billie Holiday and you.
Okay, well, Jane Mansfield, first of all, I was a child when I saw her. She was in a parade, and I was a kid. I remember thinking, like, who's this glamorous woman? I told my mom, she goes, oh, that's Jane Mansfield. And she was glittering just like a living doll. She wasn't even real.
Yeah.
With that blonde hair and tits all stacked up and that weight. I mean, she was incredible. So that's my recollection of Jane Mansfield.
And I joke a lot. I know Mariska I through the Jane Mansfield fan club, because I used to be a big authority on Jane knowledge. I used to know what she was doing at 2:00 in the afternoon on June 1st, 1961 or whatever. I knew everything about Jane. So I know Mariska, but I joke about it a lot that I'm Jane reincarnated. And and fans are like, and I'm like, well, we're very, very, she and I mean, I don't know if you get into that metaphysical thing, but sometimes I really wonder. I'm April 18th, she's April 19th, and we're a lot alike, she and I. So sometimes and I am Hillary Mansfield. I created myself in the image of the woman I love, Jane Mansfield. So, a redheaded version.
Well, it's like me with Billie Holiday. It's like, it was her tonality that attracted me. So I would do vibrations and tones. So when I first heard that as a child, I was like, ooh, I want to sound like that. And so I started to investigate her and blah, blah, blah. And of course, eventually I would meet family members.
Isn't that wild?
About a year ago, one of the family members came over with 2 suitcases and letters and things and her dresses. I mean, she was a fantastic, classy lady. Everything. She even had Wedgwood ashtrays in her purse. So when she was smoking, she could put the ashes in the little Wedgwood. Her shoes were the same size, 9 or 10, same fit. I've tried them on; they're gorgeous, like brand new. Like you bought them like yesterday. And I tried her bathing suit on; it was fantastic.
That's awesome. That's exactly how I am with Jane, Joey, because I've had a couple of Jane's wigs. I had a pair of her go-go boots, yeah, and it's incredible. I mean, you feel closer to her, and I've gone to her grave like 5 times. And I'm not too far.
my.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful feeling. Just these women that inspire us. I remember looking at a picture. I discovered her when I was walking through. I was like 8 or 9, walking through Walden Books, and I saw the cover. I saw Hollywood Babylon, and I saw the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in my life next to my mother. And I spent my little $5 and bought Hollywood Babylon by Kenneth Anger.
Oh my. I love this story.
So that now we're going to get to the unfiltered part in a minute. I know your time is running low, but I've got to ask you this. I have to, and I can't think of any way to word it except to word it. But Joey Arias, you are ridiculously talented. You are stupidly talented. You are talented. And you're talented. You are very talented. You can act, you can sing, you can do all those things. I see someone like, oh God. I see someone like RuPaul, who has gone mainstream, completely mainstream, and I can't help but wonder, Joey Arias, that should be Joey Arias, because one, I feel like, now this is my opinion, I feel like RuPaul is making a big profit off of scandalizing drag queens. I think that shows bitchy queens, and I don't like it. And I think you are much more positive. I don't see, and RuPaul's not unpositive. I don't see you doing something like that. I'm just saying, what is it that, God, how can I say it? What do you think of RuPaul? What do you think of that show? And
I've known RuPaul when she came back from Atlanta, Georgia. I've known her the first day she landed here. I saw her go through all the changes and whatever, and to the point where, if I heard Supermodel one more time, I was going to slap her. And then, there's not too much to say. Without getting too, we don't have enough time, but she did what she did with World of Wonder, and they guided her, and they saw what she had, the talent, or whatever that show is, but
Drag Race.
That smile and those long legs, and she had Matthew and Zaldi, who created her look and her image, and she had the other goods, and she was delivering, and she was focused, and look where it's at. I mean,
so in other words,
drag is mainstream. I'm not part of that world. I'm not part of that drag world like that.
I mean, yeah.
I don't wear makeup like that. It's too heavy. Stripes, the lashes, the crazy. It's no. I'm all about elegance and keeping that really slick line together. And that's what I do.
Yes, you do. And I want to tell everyone that Joey Arias has been so sweet to me. We've been texting for about 2 weeks now, back and forth. And he's been giving me little hints, do this. One thing you said, show boobs.
I know, because if you kept wearing sweatshirts, they kept saying, what is she doing? Is she trying to hide or something? Or it's
Never. No, sometimes I'll have to do a show, and I usually center my day around the guests, whatever time they can do it. I'll tell you this: the live feeds are very stressful because I have to constantly worry about Wi-Fi. And right now, we're not going live. What we're doing right now is going to be telecast in about 45 minutes, so I can play around with the colors and all that stuff. But a lot of times I'm doing it live, and I'm centered around them, and I might have to work that day, so I can't do my Liza Minnelli lashes and my big hair. So, well, so are you, and thank you. But I really do appreciate your advice and everything. It means a lot because I've known Joey Arias, like I said, since I was 16 or 17 years old, watching you and then seeing you in Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar, and seeing you in Wigstock, and then seeing you on Drag Time in 1998 with Heather Daniels and the other girls from Backstreet. So I remember all that stuff. And that's around the time that I met you, Joey. I met you around 1998, 1999 when you were really doing that Betty Page look, and you were, yeah. And I met you around then, and we had a good time. We had had some fun.
Right, exactly. I'm sorry I'm giving you the alien look right now, but if that's what I have to do.
You can look anyway, and I'll love it. But Joey, to segue, in other words, everybody, basically RuPaul sold her soul to the devil. Anyway,
Everyone eventually sells their soul to the devil.
And devil, come and get me, please, come and get me. I'm there. Yes.
Yes. Always keep it positive.
Yes. the Andy Warhol scene. This is unfiltered, and this is part of the show where I have to get unfiltered. The people want it. We got to give them what they want. Famous conquests. Can you name a few? Can you tell me some conquests? I'll tell you some of mine if you tell me some of yours. I won't tell anybody.
Like, you mean what? Like X-rated stuff?
Well, maybe R-rated.
Well, I mean, you mentioned Jeff Stryker. I remember like, oh my God, Jeff Stryker. I was like in love with him.
Oh.
And then I did a show with Terry Mugler in Paris. And Jeff Stryker was there.
With Tracy Lords, who I love. I worship Tracy Lords, Joey. She did that fashion show too, and he was mean to her.
And Tracy Lords is a good friend of mine also. And so we all hung out. And then we all flew to Los Angeles from Paris. And then Jeff was like, can I pick up my limousine? I drive a limousine also. I said, you shitting me? I said, come to the hotel room. And he picked me up, but he picked me up a different way.
Ah!
And that's all I'll say right there.
Okay. Well, mine to you, because no one's watching, mine to you is, do you know the adult film actress named Jenna Jameson? Do you know her?
Uh-huh.
Wasn't her fiance John Cena? He's cute, isn't he?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So,
he's very cute. He's very cute.
It's me?
He's very cute.
Oh, it's me? It's like a broken record.
Atlanta, 1999.
Okay. Patrick Swayze was very nice.
Was he? Was he in his Vita Boheme makeup or no?
Oh, no, he it's a long story, but he actually came to my Billie Holiday show and saw it. And he took his glasses off and threw a cigarette down. He went, you are that person? I said, yeah. And I sang a couple of notes, and he was like, oh, my God. Wesley, John, this is the person I was talking about. Because I was telling my wife, I told my mother, you blew me away. Oh, my God, you are fucking hot. You need to be one of the main actors. I said, oh, whatever, So then, we had a month of rehearsal, and so they had their dressing room areas, whatever, and we had ours. And one day he said, I'm alone in my dressing room. We should share it. I was like, no, I'm fine. He goes, just grab all my stuff, and he took it to the drink. He goes, that's it. We're sharing dressing rooms. And so we shared dressing room. Then he'd take my clothes off, I'd take his clothes off.
Oh, wow.
And then he'd wash my back, I'd wash his back.
What a back. What a back. That muscular back. Joey, wow.
It was all that.
Really? No one's going to forgive me if I don't ask, because a lot of my fans, a lot of the viewers love Madonna. What's Madonna really like? And please tell me she's a bitch, because I love her and I want her to be a bitch. If I ever meet her, I hope she's a bitch to me, because that's what we want.
Yes, she's a bitch. But the thing is that she's a bitch because a lot of people can't handle what is going on, because she just calls it out. There's no, excuses. It's kind of like, I don't like you, that's it. Or, what do you want exactly? So people are like, oh,
I asked a big Madonna. I interviewed Material Boy yesterday, and I asked him a question. Why does Cher not get the flack that Madonna does? Madonna's getting so much flack for aging, which is something we all do, and Cher is older than her and doesn't get nearly the flack. What is it? What is it that's going on?
Well, first of all, Cher, they do ask her, and she's so at this point, it's like before she goes on set. If they ask her that question, she will walk out.
Really?
And she'll just tell them, literally, she'll be like, I told you not to go there. Tell them what, fuck you. And she's talk about a bitch. She's like, that's the real bitch.
Really?
So before she even walks on set, like Madonna, she'll go to set and just kind of like, if it happens, she rolls with it. So it's kind of like the people are afraid, not really afraid of her, but with Cher, it's like, don't go there.
Which is crazy because they both look great. So, I grew up with these women. And Joey Arias, I want to thank you for your time. I know you've got to run. I want to leave you with one thing. I created myself in the image of the women I love. My mother, Jane Mansfield, Trissy and Shonda, Belinda Carlisle, Patty from Can't Buy Me Love, Julia Roberts, Cherie Curie, and Joey Arias.
And I say, Klatu,
Thank you, Joey. It's been great. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to you. Mwah. In the words of Judy Garland, 1,000,000 kisses.
All right. And Billy Holiday.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love everybody. Mwah.
Thank you, Joey. Wow, you guys, that was so much fun. I can't imagine having a better show than that. My dream has just come true. I don't know who all's watching. I'm so grateful to Joey Arias, and I'm grateful. This is my birthday show. You never know what lies ahead for the rest of the day. You know, I might do a striptease here in a minute, but thank you for tuning in. This has been Hill Jane Unfiltered. Come here. Go out and get you some. CC.